Good evening, nerd fighters. This week's video comes to you with the pictorial guide to modern home knitting. Let's take a look inside. Ah yes, here we see a lovely matron's jumper. You see the lovely, beautiful detail work here, only slightly showing off the flesh beneath. Not terribly appropriate for a matron. Let's see what's on the next page. A yoke effect jumper. And again, we see the slightly inappropriate opening holes. Not something you'd expect to see from the 1930s, but there you go. They were obviously more permissive than we were previously led to believe. The full knitting pattern here, should you wish to make this for your loved one. And on the next page, we see this delightful striped jumper, a jumper in stripes of 2 colours and 2 thicknesses of wool, possibly for the more advanced knitter. See these lovely buttons here? This doesn't open, so they don't do anything. A complete waste of buttons. Here we have a delightful chair, and behind it a woman wearing a jumper that is too short in every area. The sleeves are too short, the body is too short, and that hair must have taken ages. Let's see what's next. On this page they couldn't even find anybody to actually wear the thing, so they had to draw a picture of it. Look at that waist. That's ridiculously tiny, even for the 30s. She's got some broad shoulders on her. She could be a rugby player. Look at this delightful girl. I wonder if she looked back on this picture and thought, what the hell was I thinking with that hair? But at least she enjoyed skipping. A delightful schoolgirl's jumper. Next we have vests. Woolly vests. Possibly useful for people who live in snowy places. Ah yes, and here we have the American panties. I shall now assume that all Americans wear these every single day of their lives. And here, French knickers. American, French. American, French. I believe the American style definitely has more to recommend it in terms of thermal quality. Yes. And finally, knickers. Knickers. And again, they couldn't find a real-life model, so they had to draw a picture. Because what would you want more than anything else in the world but thick woolen knickers? Well, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of Pictorial Knitting for the Home. Thank you very much, and good night.